and actually went into the bedroom and walked around, but there was nobody there. However, the crying not only continued, but it got louder and louder and louder, and pretty soon, these two no-nonsense ladies were so overcome with sadness themselves, they fled the house in tears. A couple weeks later, when they opened up the house for the general public, the staff realized not only had the house survived the storm, but when they heard the sound of crying, it was the anniversary of the death of Mary Lowe, June 17th. I always take that night off. Now this is Eliza Stiles' bedroom right here. Eliza was Mary's mother. She came here to help take care of the children that Mary left behind when she died. Now it's perfectly situated for that because the nursery is right there. If you haven't figured it out yet, don't make too much eye contact with those dolls. They're pretty creepy. Now it's not Eliza's spirit that still lingers. You see, shortly after she got here, her husband, Colonel William Stiles, of the Confederate Army, he came down with the illness to retire early. So he came here to convalesce with his wife, but he never got better. He died in 1865 of pneumonia while sitting in that rocking chair in that room. A few years ago, there was a housekeeper here. She'd been with the house for years, very good at her job. She would start at the very lowest level before the sun came up in the morning, work her way up to this level, get everything clean before the museum would open. Well, quite often, she'd get up here, she'd start cleaning, she would look in this room, she would see a very tall, pale, sickly, thin man sitting in that rocking chair. Now, this is before the museum would open in the morning. If I'd have seen that, I'd have been out of here. Well, she must have really liked her job because she would not only continue cleaning, but she would go, "Good morning, Mr. Lowe, good morning." But upon further questioning, she admitted it didn't look like any of the portraits of Andrew in the house. Andrew was a shorter guy, and he actually died over in England, so it couldn't have possibly been him. But her description of a very tall, pale, sickly, thin man, that's a pretty good chance that that was who she was seeing, was Colonel William Stiles, sitting in that rocking chair, rocking away his final hours forever and ever. Cue the Twilight Zone music, right? Now, those of you taking pictures, did y'all get 2 pictures of that mirror in that room? Yes. Go ahead and get 2. And also, those who did get those pictures, make sure you please get 2 pictures of this window right here. We've had orbs in that one and sometimes faces. Now, as far as the dolls, it's happened twice. Several people have taken 3 pictures, quick succession of those dolls in the chair. The first picture, the dolls are there. Second picture, the chair is there, but no dolls. Third picture, the dolls are back. All right, the bell does toll for us. Here, I'll go first. It's our high-tech signal there. Picture of the doll. And ladies, as you come down using the handrail, please channel your inner Scarlett O'Hara. Fiddle-dee-dee, Red.
Very nice. Teenage girl an hour ago said, "Who?" Like, getting old.
I didn't even know. Oh God, that is scary.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's really scary.
Oh. Could you turn those back on for us? Could you turn the light switch at the bottom of the stairs?
Who did that?
Thank you.
Oh my God, that is a big mirror.
Those books right there, those are books on Shakespeare in the extra large print. No need for bifocals. See, this is why we don't have to worry about the ghost following you home from this place. Would you leave a place like this?
Never, right? And look at the around the
Come right on in,
lake.
folks. Make room for everybody.
Sorry, Lord.
Thank you.
Now the portrait.
Right this way, victims.
The portrait up on the wall, that's Mary Copper Stiles, Andrew's second wife. There's another portrait of her over here. She's in a That is a portrait of Andrew Lowe when he was about 23 years
I
old.
forgot to bring my shovel.
Now this beautiful musical instrument against the wall over here is called a pianoforte. Can you all see it? You can ride on around over here if you like. That's called a pianoforte. Now it's like a vertical grand piano. Beautiful design, but that design is actually its major drawback because gravity makes it so it goes out of tune within 4 hours of being tuned. So they disconnect the strings back in the paper. However, sometimes when the museum is closed, there's still staff members in the offices, they will sometimes hear the sound of piano music walking through these corridors. It couldn't possibly be coming from a dead pianoforte, could it? Just saying. Please follow me over to the study.
I mean, it might be. I said, I mean, it
No.
might be.
Not tonight.
What is this? Aside from being a floor, what kind of floor is this?
It's actually it's been hand painted. Originally, when they built the house, it was a silk house with a true Lindsay bowl.
Oh, really?
So, and painted to look like this. So they restored it the way it looked originally. But yeah, it was essentially renewed.
You don't hear things like linseed oil, like how they not catch space on fire or something like that, you know?
Led him a very chase route.
It's amazing.
Zoomed upstairs. Which was in the low bedroom above us, and figured out catch him upstairs. There's only one way in, one way out. He gets upstairs, outside that low bedroom, and his voice stops. He looks in there, there's nobody there. Now he's really perplexed. He comes back downstairs, staff room is still open, he's standing in front of the open doorway downstairs. He said nobody went past her, they'd have to go past her and leave. They closed and locked the door, went back, came up here, went back to the office, continued doing the paperwork. Later on in the day, the society ladies did finally show up, and they swore they hadn't been here for years and years. It's just one of the weird things that happens in this house. Please follow me to the dining room.
I got nothing.
This is the office?
What would usually happen here at the end of the meal, the ladies would pick up their teacups, take them across the hall to the parlor over there from the tea lemonade suite. The men would stay on this side. They would smoke cigars, drink something stronger than tea, and talk business and politics. Now, one of the interesting residual haunts that sometimes happens in this room is a few people in a group who get that earthy aroma of cigar smoke, even though nothing has been smoked in this house since the 1950s. Now, it's kind of hard to tell these days with our masks on, but even before the mask era, I never smelled it. Some of the other tour guides did, but I'm not an overly sensitive guy. Just ask my ex-wife. Now, downstairs, there's another office with a very large desk. A couple years ago, around tax time, a couple of the society ladies are sitting there crunching numbers, focused on the paperwork, but a movement catches their eye off to the side. They look over just in time to see a box of filing cards rise up off of another desk, do a little shimmy, come flying across the room, pour out on the floor beside them. No, they didn't finish their paperwork that day. About 30% of everything in this house did belong to the Lowe family. Everything in this house belongs to the time period. The society ladies go to great effort and expense to go to estate sales and auctions to furnish this place. Now, I want to thank you all very much for coming to the Andrew Lowe house tonight. And remember, if you can't be a good example, at least serve as a horrible warning.